souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name's Rebecca, and today we are working on a little piece for a gallery. And yes, you heard that right. I got into the gallery, y'all. Oh my gosh. You have y'all have no idea what this means to me as an artist who always thought my art just was not good enough for anything. Even like my pet portraits, I always felt like I just was not quite there with my art, with my stuff. But that's with that said, I also want to talk about how we need to be careful on how we talk to our fellow artists. Because before I got accepted into the gallery, I had a really harsh critique. And it almost made me want to absolutely give up because I was completely crushed, y'all. And that's not cool. We should not be trying to crush people's dreams. Thankfully, it was not like an unsolicited critique. I did ask for it and I took it with grace. But and I thanked them, even though I really just wanted to cry afterwards. Okay, I'll get into what they said. I was told that my art was very elementary, that they could overlook that my lines were going in different directions, which part of me was like, do you not quite understand like expressionism pieces? But I kept my mouth shut and just listened. Mediocre, subpar, beginner. I was called a beginner artist, y'all. And to me, that just makes me want to go back to realism and just try to work on like just trying to prove myself as an artist again. But what good would that do, you know? I like this style. This style is very cathartic. This person just didn't like it, and that's fine. Not everybody has to like my art, even like my pet portraits and my realism or my expressionism. I have a hard time saying that. You don't have to like it. You don't have to like it. But you don't have to call me a mediocre beginner. You don't have to tell me my art sucks. And you certainly don't have to tell me that I need to go back to school and learn the basics. I was told I needed to go back for the basics, y'all. I have an art degree. I have an art degree. I studied art in college. You know, the fun thing about learning the rules is you break them. You know, in college, I learned all the rules. You're not supposed to scribble like this. You're not supposed to have lines that go in different directions. Your coloring should be smooth, and even if you're doing abstract, it should be flawless and executed beautifully with perfect compositions and flowing material. I mean, yes, this probably needs better composition, but I'm gonna make an excuse. That's a little hard on the scribble art, I think, to make really awesome compositions, because it's literally just the subject, and I'm trying to fill a lot of the negative space with wayward scribbles, you know? So I got told my compositions were crap. I got told my coloring was crap. That I didn't understand art theory with how I was using my colors. And this is not some rando off the street. Like, this was a fellow artist. This is a fellow artist who has had their work in galleries for probably longer than I've been alive. They're someone I respect. They're someone I really wanted their opinion for. And this is how they critiqued me. So harsh that I just wanted to throw this away. I wanted to take all the pieces I showed them and throw it away. And that's not cool. Like, there are ways to critique people without crushing their sparkle. You know? And I'm not saying my work's perfect or flawless or anything like that, but as a learning opportunity, what was I supposed to take away from that critique? Other than they just didn't like my art. Maybe I could take away from it that I should be paying a little bit more attention to composition. Okay, I'll take that. What am I supposed to do with everything else? It's scribble expressionism. The lines are going to go everywhere. The coloring is also not going to be smooth and perfect on this like it would be a realism piece. I feel like it was a bit of a waste of time, which sucks because I really, really, really wanted a critique, especially because I was going in to see the gallery and I was so nervous just on that point. But I mean, in the end, guys, the gallery liked my work. The gallery accepted 3 of my pieces, this one being one of them. So I feel like I just need to take this critique and like ball it up and throw it away. And only take work on composition from it. Which, yes, I have been like ignoring composition. Again, like taking them rules and throwing them away. How do you guys approach like a really bad critique? Do you say anything to the people? Do you like try to argue back? I just listened and I thanked them for their time and told them I would take what they said into consideration, even though I feel like they insulted my very soul here. Which I probably shouldn't feel that way. But here we are, you know? Art is my baby. And you know, a major thing about critiques is as artists, we're always striving to grow and hone in our craft. So when you get a critique that you can't really do anything with, you're just like, kick. Like, I don't want to just sit on my laurels and pretend like I'm a master here. But I feel like maybe people are starting to forget how to critique stuff for others, at least in a way to help the other person learn and grow. Other people that I ask for a critique, I just get like the very vague, yeah, I like it. It's like, well, what do you like about it? Yeah, the scribbles. Well, is there anything you don't like about it? No, it's perfect. That's not helpful either. That's not helpful either. You know, tell me if I want to do a more realism type scribble, then tell me I need to work a little bit more on my anatomy. Tell me I need to work a little bit more on my composition. Tell me I need to work a little bit more on my color theory. Tell me something that's not mean. You know, do you see like what I'm trying to say? Now I feel like I'm wagging my finger at this person. Do you understand what I'm saying here and how you critiqued me wrong? God, I'd be so embarrassed to do that. The bottom line really is we need to remember that we are all learning, all of us, fellow artists or not, and we never, ever want to crush somebody's sparkle. Never, never crush someone's sparkle. We need our sparkle. We need our sparkles to thrive and grow and bring such love and cheer to the world. That is our purpose as artists or whatever, is to bring just that tiny little bit of happiness in the world. And if my art can inspire just one person, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. The gallery loved my art, guys. And that is what I'm going to hang on to right now. Because I'm so happy that people can walk into this gallery and they can see my work. They can see this little rule breaker here and her scribble art and her lines going everywhere and her messy coloring. And maybe they'll be inspired to go home and draw something because it's not a perfect picture. And that's all I want. Literally, that's all I want, is to inspire someone to sit down and pick up a pen and draw. That was my goal as an art teacher, and that is my goal starting this YouTube channel too. I just want to inspire you to be creative, to break those rules. Screw the people who have horrendous critiques, because we are going to keep shining, y'all. We are going to keep doing our best, and we are going to keep creating beautiful art. Right? Yes. So I am super curious if I have inspired any of you to sit down and draw, to sit down and scribble, to sit down and make any fun mark on paper. Let me know down in the comments below, and I'd love to know what your favorite subject is to draw. And I hope you have a beautiful day creating art in any way that you seem fit. And I will talk with everybody later. And I hope you have a beautiful day. Cheers!